Hey, it's Kevin from Coding Music here. Just thought I'd do a video. I was working on a mix and I had these sort of, what would you call it, guitar chugs, scrapes, sort of muting sort of sounds, but it's been done as a percussion in an area, and it sounds, while it sounds good, I just wanted to try something different and add a little bit more to it, and I'll show you what it started as. So here's the track here, and here's where the guitar part comes in. So I've just exaggerated a bit there so you can clearly hear it. So what I ended up with, I'll show you what I ended up with, and then I will show you what I did. So as you'll hear from there, what I've gone with is the reverse reverb effect. Okay, so let's go back to the original. So a couple of the first things I did was I added some bit of reverb just to give it some atmosphere, and at the moment I'm just using it on a bus that I'm sending a lot through instruments through, and that's using the soft tube TSAR, and I'm just using one of the presets there. I don't think I've even tweaked it, it's just a vintage 224 room, and I just tweak each instrument, send as much or as little as I want to that. So that just gives a little bit of space to it, and sort of makes it sound like it's in the same room as the rest of the instruments. And then I also added a bit of a delay, which is this one here, and I'm just sending a little bit of that to get the delay effect. So if we solo that, and the delay is going to this bus here, which I'm using the H delay from Waves, and it's just a basic stereo lo-fi preset. Nothing special about that either. So this is what it sounds like just with those two added. So I'll just bypass them and add them in again. So it just adds a little bit of width to it, and then in the mix it sounds like this. Now again, that's still exaggerated. I have it a bit lower than that, but just so you can hear it clearly. Okay, then creating the effects. So basically what I did was I came along and I just copied one of these and then I just placed it over here out of the way, just so I could work on that by itself. Okay, so there's a couple ways to do this, so I just do it Audio Suite. Now, I was going to do it the original way that I knew how to do it, but then when I actually opened the Reverb plugin, I noticed that it has a button here in Audio Suite Reverse. So this allows me instantly, so all I do is just drag the front across, so I've got some space there, and then if I select that track, I pick a reverb I like, so we'll just find one. I may have used Guitar Hall. I tweaked it, I just changed some of the settings I didn't need. The time was okay, density's fine. No, I think I left the brightness and just, yep. So you can just preview what it sounds like just to get it to. I think I did it this way. Okay, so to actually preview the settings, what I did was I just selected that and then tweak the effect to get it to the sound that you want. And then I selected that, and with this plugin I can click on the reverse and bang, it's done it for you. Now if I listen to it, so put in solo, it's already done it. And then all I did was just trim it back, and we'll just bring our window down. Let's go into slip mode so I can do this properly. I drag it across, find a good spot where it looks like it fits nicely. Do a bit of a crossfade there, and maybe a fade in on the start there. Get rid of that. And there you go. And then all I did was back in grid mode, so I made sure I had an entire grid. I then could break that, consolidate the clip, so I've got one nice clip there, and then I just Command D to duplicate that. But what I actually did, because that seemed to be too much, it banked on it, it just was on top of each other. So what I actually did was I took two, and I had one without and one with, and then I duplicate that, and then you get that. And then when you have that in a track, so if I had done it the other way, where if I had have duplicated that one over and over again, we would have got this. Now you might like that effect, I just thought it was a little bit too much, it was just happening too regularly, and I wanted to break it up a little bit. So let's say you're in a DAW that doesn't have that reverse feature. And you want to do the same thing. So what I do let's get back to where we were. Okay, so we've got our track there that we've copied. Let's go into there. And what I do in Pro Tools is we'll just leave that there. If I go into Audio Suite and I open up the reverse. So if you're using another DAW than Pro Tools, just look for a similar feature where you can do this, where you can reverse a track. So what we do is I render that backwards. So now if we were to listen to that by itself, it just sounds like that. So now if we then pick our reverb and we put that on, and we'll preview it, we should get that. Now this is not the one I had, but we'll just tweak this a bit, get it sounding good. Okay, that's alright. So then you render it. So while the track's reversed, you then render it. So you'll end up with that. And you can extend that out if you want to get the full and do a bit of a fade there. And then all you do is grab your reverse tool again and render it again backwards. So it's now, the audio itself is now back to the original state, which is going in the correct direction, but the reverb is now at the front, and you end up with that. And you can do this on any audio track. This is the trick they do on vocals, where they have that swell come in where it's shh, and then they say the word. You just have to cut one word out and do this exact same thing. And then once you've done that, all I do is just trim that up again, move it across to where the track is. I'll find it, there it is. Blend it in with the original, and there you have it. And then just do the same process I did before. Let's go back to what I ended up with, and I'll leave it exaggerated and let you listen as I fade out. Thanks for watching. See ya.